Hi everyone, Nesiwa here. I draw for fun and I'm making videos for fun. And today I want to talk about God of High School, episode 7. First of all, we got some new visuals for the opening. I like that. Got some new fights in there. So anyway, the episode starts. We find out that there is a point system in this new 3-on-3. I say 3-on-3. It's a team battle with 3 people on the team, but the fights are 1-on-1 in the ring. And it's the first team to get 2 points gets to move on. So we start off with my guy Mori, and he's fighting one of the other people, like one of the side characters. And so Mori comes in, he's like, yeah, let me show you my new technique. He starts hitting his pressure points that he learned from the old guy. And the idiot hit the wrong pressure points and like paralyzed himself. So he lost the fight. So then we get to my guy Handaiwe. He's the next one to fight. He's about to fight a like 38-year-old. Then it moves on to the assassin from the last episode, who, you know, he ended obviously Simbongsa, but apparently not just him, but then he went after the wife and the kid too. So now I'm invested and annoyed. Like, I was already annoyed because Simbongsa is my guy, but then they went after the wife and the kid, so now I'm annoyed. And then we find out that Q is actually fine and he faked it. Then he brings out his stand. It's not called stand, but let's face it, it's a stand. Anyway, he brings out his stand and is like, right, let's do this. So then it cuts back to Handaiwe and his fight with the 38-year-old, who is a high school student, by the way. Then the redhead with the glasses, what's her name? Jangmi. Jangmi starts like monologuing about, oh, that 38-year-old is not going to give up. And I'm like, don't care. I know he's going to lose because Mori lost. So now, by logic, if we want to continue the story, Handaiwe and Mira have to win their fights. That knowledge is in my head throughout this entire episode. Anyway, so the redhead has a flashback of how she met the 38-year-old after losing a fight. And what else happens? Yeah, she loses like a like a tournament with like swords, like bamboo swords. She loses that fight. So now I'm thinking to myself, Sugo, you know Sugo from SAO. She would definitely body her. She would definitely body Jangmi. Like, jeez, I like when you see her fight, you're like, ooh, that's not great, mate. That's pretty bad. Anyway, getting off topic. So then he comes out, the 38-year-old, in this flashback and is like, oh, you shouldn't give up. Pick yourself back up. And then now she's like, oh, wow, maybe he's right. So then she goes to him on the like site that he's building on. And he's like working out a problem in like maths, and then she comes up and is like helping him, and then we see her blush, so now we know that she has feelings for him, which I'm like, okay then. Yeah, what else happens? Yeah, there's like a good message in that about like not giving up and like keep going, but the thing is, I know he's gonna lose. So then that message is just crushed because it's like, you're not a main character and you're talking about not giving up. I'm sorry, but you're going to lose. Anyway, we find out about the 38-year-old's dream, how he wants to like do well in school so that he can help people get into school. And then he brings out his like stand weapon, I'm gonna call it that, his stand weapon. And it's like Thor's hammer, that's what he calls it. And Daiwei just says, yeah, I don't want to give up. because I just need to get stronger. That's why I'm participating. So he does his Azure Dragon, and it just has an instant win. So I'm like, okay, well, I kind of predicted that. So then we go over to Q. He's fighting the assassin, who has regeneration abilities. So he's about to like, Q's like, I don't care if you can regenerate. I'm just gonna keep slicing you, because he has a scythe. So he's about to just end the fight, but then a priest comes in, and a silent nurse, and the nurse's name is Saturn, I think, that are members of Nox. So they fight. Then they start ganging up on Q. Then the white-haired guy comes in that works with Q. He comes in, he saves him, and then is like, your pay's getting cut again because you took off your limiter. Like, he took off his limiter. So his pay's getting cut, plus the penalty he already had from pay cut. So now that's half a year's worth pay cut. So that's peak. Then we get to Mira versus Jangmi. And obviously, I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, there's no point in this fight. Let's be honest, it's just gonna be Mira takes the victory. Like, I don't see. There's no suspense here, because I'm like, Mira's gonna win. Anyway, so Jangmi says that after they like fight for a bit, Jangmi says, "Oh, I knew I was gonna lose to her sword skill. I was no match for it." So then, after like her sword breaks, because like Mira like cuts it, her sword breaks, and then she turns it into like an energy bastard sword, like that's what it's called. So then, as soon as that happens, we cut again to the white-haired guy, and he's fighting the nurse, and the white-haired guy's stand is a dragon, okay, and it starts like eating the nurse's stand while they're fighting. The nurse, she like bites her lollipop that she's eating, and she's mad. She starts swearing, and I'm like, whoa. She starts saying all this vulgar stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness. So then we also have Q versus the priest. And at this point, I'm like, Q kind of reminds me of like an aggressive Joker. Like, by Joker, I mean like from Persona 5 Joker. So anyway, we cut back to the Mira fight, and she remembers what Simbongsa said to her, and her sword gets cut by the bastard sword. Then she uses a sword technique via a kick. So she's like, oh, sword technique, number 38, I think that's what it was, and breaks the energy sword with a kick. I'm like, yo, Mira! Mira, you're kind of cool still. So anyway, we cut back to the nurse fighting the white-haired guy, the white-haired guy just is like winning that fight. The priest is about to lose to Q, then the priest escapes with the nurse, then the assassin is like, oh, I hope you're not forgetting about me, then explodes. So that's great. But then we find out that Q and the white-haired guy survive. And so now we cut back to the organization who are running the God of High School tournament. And the guy with the X on his forehead is like, right, we have a traitor in our midst. So now I'm thinking, okay, my guess is it's probably that blonde guy that is like on the commissioner's like group. I think he's probably the traitor. If not him, then the new announcer guy, or Simbongsa is actually alive and he faked his death. Those are like the three main suspects for me. So yeah, the side characters, yeah, Mira's fight, like we know how that ends. She wins. So then now we move on to the next team fights, and you remember the guy with blue hair from the last episode? Well, he's now fighting against, I forget the guy's name, but he's like the heir to a major corporation who has the nurse on his team. Yeah, so the blue-haired guy fights the heir to that corporation, and he instantly brings out his like monstrous stand and starts like chomping on the air. Like he starts, his stand just starts eating him.
Oh my god.
Obviously, Mori, like, oh no. Before Mori comes in, the maid is like, "Hey, stop what you're doing. The match is clearly over." So then the blue head guy is like, "Oh, you want to step into the ring? Is that it? Is that it?" And then the guy, obviously, he is merciless. So he like gets his stand to like stab her. And then he just starts kicking her while she's on the ground. I'm like, okay, now I really hate you. I really don't like you as a character. And I hope that either Handaiwe or Mori or even Mira just straight body you. I want that fight to happen. Anyway, so Mori's looking at this and you know he's going to come in. So Mira has that same thought. She's like, all right, Mori's going to come in. I have to stop him. So she says to him, right, don't interfere because we'll get disqualified if you do that. Then Mori's like, okay, that's fine. But what about Handaiwai? Like, we cut over to him and he's just roundhouse kicked the blonde guy. Not the blonde guy, the blue head guy. And so then the air, we find out he's fine. And he started using a lightning bolt like he's freaking Robin from Fire Emblem. And then the blue head guy's like, yeah, that didn't hurt. So then he gut punches him into the air. And then he gets chomped. And then the screen goes to black. Then the episode ends there. So that was quite an action-packed episode. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a bit of a... Oh, the blue head guy. I do not like him. I do not like him. Yeah, but that's the end of the video. I hope you like it. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at nessie.art. And yeah, goodbye.